saying that they're timesing -5 and then adding a square. It's two separate roots that you're multiplying together, which makes it a completely different problem.
I was thinking that I also disagree with the statement because, like what we were talking about before, the square root of -1 is I. So I was thinking, like, you could say the square root of 5i times square root of 5i, and then if you times I, you get I squared, which is -1. So it would like mess up the whole equation. You see what I'm saying?
In a way, I was disagreeing as well with the I that we just learned. So it wouldn't be 25 and then you put an I. It would be different, a different answer.
So do we all agree to disagree?
Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, you jumped out into points. I just called it
Well, I disagree because
With the first one?
yeah,
Okay.
you can't take the square root of a negative number.
I'm unsure because I'm not really sure what to do with the order of operations over here. You know what I mean? Are we multiplying or are we square rooting?
Yes.
I am unsure too, because I'm not really sure what's going on.
I also said I was unsure because, you know, we just did like imaginary numbers, and if you took the imaginary number and did 5 and -1, which would just be 5i. I mean, is it gonna multiply to 25? I really don't know.
I'm thinking. So, if it was, it'd be 5i times 5i, which would be 25i squared, which would be -25.
Which still wouldn't be
It
25.
wouldn't be 5.
I feel like this is missing an I because it would still have to have an I if it was gonna be negative. That makes sense, kind of.
I agree.
I just feel like because this is positive, these aren't the same. But that could be. So I'm still kind of unsure.
So yeah, like I said, I disagree because if you were to factor that out, you would get the square root of 5 and the square root of -1, which is
Yeah, that's what I was
square root of 5i. And as Garrett said, square root of 5i times square root of 5i would be not that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when I started explaining why I was unsure, because if you do 5i and 5i, I just feel like you're not gonna get 5 even, regardless of what you do. But
mathematically sound. Anybody that disagrees care to share what they disagree about? So, all right, anybody? Nobody? Yeah.
Well, if you were to factor the square root of -5, you would get the square root of 5 and square root of -1, which is square root of 5i. So, if you were to multiply square root of 5i times square root of 5i, you would not get the square root of 25.
What would you get?
I have not gotten to that point.
Can
All I know is
anybody
not
say,
25.
what would you get if you did a square root of 5i times the square root of 5i? All
You would
right.
get
So I sort of want to follow his line of thinking to the end. He says it's not 5. Can you pick up where he left off?
So I was thinking that it would be the square root of 25i squared instead, and then I squared being -1. So it actually would be square root of 25, -25, right?
I feel like we just contradicted.
Did you follow what his thinking was? Can somebody repeat that? Okay, Garrett.
All right.
Do you want? Would it be helpful to write it, or you just think you can say it? Whatever works.
I'll just say. All right. So -5 it would be 5i because I factor it, and 5i times 5i is 25i squared, and I squared is -1, right? So it would be -25. Square root of -25.
Square root of -25. What do you guys think? Okay, so let me just. I feel like. Jack said when we left it off, like when he left it at that. All right, and then Jenna and Garrett picked up I squared is negative 1. Right? So what's that end up being? Negative. All right. Did we change anybody's mind?
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody see it?